Hello guys, today we will learn about the examination of the joint. When a patient came to you with any kind of joint deformity, joint problem or disease, then you have to examine the patient. So when you examine the patient, you have to follow the general principle. And the mnemonic for the general principle is very simple, is PIP. Uh, P stand for palpation, I stand for inspection, and P stand for passive movement. Okay, so when you start the examination of the joint, the first step is you have to inspect the joint. Okay, when you start inspection, you have to compare both sides of the joint. That is, you when the affected joint is only a right knee, then you have to examine the left knee. This is because when you compare both sides of the joint, you can easily find any abnormal structure or abnormality in the joint. Okay, first of all, during inspection, you have to compare both sides of the joint. Okay, then you have to observe the skin. You If you observe that there is any redness on the skin, so it's mean that there is erythema, and the redness of the skin indicate that there is some kind of inflammation. So why inflammation cause erythema? So inflammation cause erythema because inflammation is a vascular response. The student confuse the inflammation, is that it is a swelling. Okay, so inflammation is not a swelling. Inflammation is actually a vascular response to any kind of injury or insult. Okay, so when the vascular response is occur, then the fluid plant in the vessels, they move out, and they start accumulate in the surrounding tissues, and the RBCs also move out, so there is erythema, is red in color. Okay, and the next thing you have to observe is the scar. Is there any, if there is any kind of scar is bent, which may be of previous injury or trauma, or maybe of surgery. Okay, so this scar may limit the movement, or may limit the joint movement. Okay, if there is scar size is too much large. And the third thing you have to observe is any kind of rash is bent or not. If the rash is bent, then you observe that rash is psoriatic. Okay, or maybe a vasculitic rash. So psoriatic rash is like that of a scaly or a dry patch, or vasculitic rash is red in color, is the spotted red color of the skin. And the next thing you observe is the swelling. So if there is a swelling is present, then the swelling may be of effusion of the joint. That is, here is, this is the normal joint, and this is the affected joint. The joint may be affected by any kind of arthritis, infection, or disease. Okay, so you can see that this is the normal joint, and this is the synovial membrane. There is a joint capsule. Okay, so the all structures are in alignment. Okay, and here is the affected joint, and you can see that there is a bony outgrowth. Okay, and when the bony outgrowth is too large, then you can palpate on the skin. Okay, so this is bony enlargement or bony overgrowth. So here is the effusion. You can see that the fluid move out of the joint cavity. And the third thing is that the inflammation of the associated structure, when the structure that is surrounding the joint, when these structures are inflamed, they cause the swelling. Okay, so the associated structure may be of tendon, or the bursa that is lie between the tendon. Okay, um, so when you only see the swelling by observing or by looking outside the joint, and these all of these changes that is occur inside the joint and you can't see them, you only see the swelling. Okay, I hope it makes sense. Then the next thing you observe is the deformity. When the patient came to you, you can see the deformity. The deformity may be of the actually the malalignment of the joint. Okay, so if there is a deformity plant, mean that there is a chronic arthritis. For example, in rheumatoid arthritis, the symmetry of the joint is disturbed. Okay, so this is the normal joint. We take an example of the shoulder joint. This is the glenoid cavity and the humerus head that is fixed into the glenoid cavity, and the associated ligament that is supporting it, tendon, etc., that is cover the joint. Okay, and the joint capsule that encaps the joint. Okay, so in subluxation, the partial dislocation is occur. It's mean that the joint is dislocate but attached to some point, but attached the joint that is formed between two bone, that these two bone are attached by the connective tissue that is lying, that maybe some ligament may attach, but the joint capsule is rupture. Okay, so it actually a partial dislocation, that is some kind of relation. In anatomy we learn that there is a relation anteriorly, some different kind of things is planned, or the posteriorly these relation are planned, but in dislocation all of these relations are completely cut off. Okay, so there is ligament start tearing, that is attaching from one bone to another, or the joint capsule is completely broken. Okay, so when you observe these deformity, then they may be of dislocation or subluxation. Okay, and any kind of the joint angle may change, and then